Alright, so here's a simple little JMS application. We have a flight check-in app. So we have two apps talking to each other. They're running on the same project right now. We have our check-in app, and then that's to send a message to our reservation system, which handles the reservation for that passenger, which is our object that we're using. Here are the fields. ID, first name, last name, email, phone. Make sure we implement serializable, give it a serial version ID. So first things first, set up our initial context, get our request queue where we're going to send our passenger, create a reply queue where we expect to receive the message from the consumer, likely telling us if everything went well, if it was processed successfully or not. So JMS 2.0, we're going to use our try with resources block, ActiveMQ connection factory, create JMS context from that. And then we're going to set up a producer, just name it producer. We're going to create our passenger. We're just going to hard code a passenger for now. Here are the details. And then with our producer, we're going to, on the message we're sending, we want to set some metadata we want to send where the consumer should send a reply. So we want to expect a reply from the reply queue. Then we're going to send our message, which the message is our passenger object. We're going to send it to the request queue for it to get consumed. We'll come back to this in a sec. So the reservation system. Same startup as before. We're going to create a consumer expecting to receive a message from the request queue, which is where our producer just sent the message. And we're going to do this asynchronously, so we're going to set up a message listener. And let's go see what that looks like. All right, you implement message listener, forces you to implement this onMessage method. So this argument is the passenger object that we're expecting to receive. So we're going to cast that to an object message. Try with resources block, same as the other two classes we just looked at. And we're going to set our reply queue, which is that reply queue we set up in the application that contains the producer. And it's getting that from the messages metadata, which is the .getJMSReplyTo method. All right, so we're going to create a producer. That producer is going to send our reply. We are going to assign our message that we got to a passenger object. And we're going to print out that we're processing the reservation for passenger. And then we're just going to print out the toString method for that object. And then here we're going to send our passenger to just a mock sort of method for the moment where you would actually do some business logic. For now, we're just saying that the reservation for first name plus last name was successful. So now let's set up our reply message. It's going to be a map message. We're going to set a Boolean property on that. Processed was true. Obviously, you'd have some business logic there. Maybe they didn't provide correct details, or maybe they're on the no-fly list, and you set that to false. It's always going to be true right now. So we're also going to set this so that the check-in app, when they get that reply message, they can get a like a confirmation ID, and it's going to be a random number between 0 and 999. Yeah, then we're going to send that message. All right, so let's see it in action. Since we're doing this on the same application and not a server, I believe, we have to kind of play with the thread, make it sleep for 20 seconds. Unless I was super fast and just clicked. I don't think it's possible, but all right. So we're going to start up the reservation system. It's going, it's sleeping, it's just waiting for a message with the set message listener method. So we're going to set our check-in app that's going to send that passenger. We'll come back to the reply. So the reservation system, we see that we're processing a reservation for this passenger. And then remember, that's coming from here. In the listener, we're going to send that passenger to our method, create reservation, that handles the business logic, in quotes, business logic for now. And we see that the reservation for Jasper Cosma was successful. Jasper is my cat, by the way. So let's go back to the check-in app. Let's see what the reply we got was. Passenger reservation. It was processed and our confirmation ID is 138. Pretty sweet. I'll show you the JNDI properties. That's where we get the queue information from, and connection factory information. I'll also show you the pond.xml for the dependency, which is artemis-jms-client-all using this version. If you're experiencing some warnings when you try to start your application due to SLF4J logger, I found this solution online to get rid of those errors. Just add these dependencies. Yeah. Make sure you set or implement getters and setters for your object as well. Any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section.